John. It's good to be with you tonight. In the midst of all the festivities of the celebrating 30 years, it's really good to see the class of '79 take time out to remember those who are not with us in body, but certainly are here tonight in spirit. It's one of the few reunions I've been to over the years, and I've been to more than you have. That class took time out to do that. It's so important to remember. Underneath the tabernacle, there's a plaque to Michael Uford, a freshman boy. His freshman year here, he was killed by a falling tree. It's important to remember him. Out in the quadrangle, if you look under the statue of Mary, there's a bronze plaque from class of 85, just after you, that remembered Chrissy Forbush and Billy Owen and Annie Gooseman. On the altar, and I think you remember this. I guess again, it's after your time. You're so old. Thanks, Father. There's a plaque on the altar from the class of '86 in memory of Katie Gill. I don't know if you remember Katie. And also Fromhold was the last name. I can't remember his first name. Andy Fromhold. And we have these plaques around the school to students that have died during their time in our community, to the faculty and to parents, you know, and to be remembered. It's so important. So I appreciate Steve and John and Jamie organizing this tonight, and to have you in the chapel to remember them. I think it'd be good if somebody would grab, we could light a candle and have each name read, because I can't remember all the names. Julie, you could light the candles. There's one of these fancy things. Who brought the pictures in? Who brought those pictures in?
It was just a reunion.
Could you read the names as Julie?
I'll light the first one, and then someone want to come and take the light for me and do another one as well. I think that would be great.
Yeah, can we get 7 more up here? Could you come over and read the, oh, you've got the names.
I've got the names here, yeah.
Could you point them out so we could all remember? I'm sure you remember them, but I forget.
Julie Bell. Abby Collins. Ruth Will.
because I think John said everything that needs to be said tonight. John talked about it in one of the core Catholic values, which is the value of life. We are people of life, and we value it, so I thank you for that message. A few years ago, I had one of the students came up to me in the hallway with an impish grin on his face, and he said, "Father, I have a question for you." And he said it like, "I have the answer and you don't have the answer." You know how they do that to you? And I said, "Chris," I said, "what's the question?" He said, "Could you tell me the one thing that Jesus warned us against the most?" And I thought about it, and I gave my answer, and he said, "Wrong." I was absolutely delighted. I said, "Well, Chris, what was the one thing he warned us against the most?" Anybody want to take a crack? Because he was right, and I researched it. Fear. Do not be afraid. The one thing that comes through in all four Gospels. And every time he told us not to be afraid, it surrounded the theme of death. Perhaps the most famous passage is in John. I think it's 14 or 15. Where Jesus says, "Do not let your hearts be troubled. Do not be afraid. Have faith in God. Have faith in me. For in my Father's house there are many mansions, and I am going away to prepare a place for you, so that where I am, you also may be." My friends, we're a Catholic school, and the foundation of Christianity, Catholicism, is our belief that your brothers and sisters have eternal life. That's why our doors are open. And if that wasn't our belief, we'd shut this school down today. And we bring that faith to this service. I'm going to conclude with a prayer, but before I do, I think we have a song. Is that right?